Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
I'm a Barbie girl in a
Search Greentext, no results. Time to make one. Share your spooky green texts, stories, and experiences here. When I was in journalism school in Toronto, I quit, switched to trades because fuck journalists. I was writing a piece about a high-ranking municipal politician in Toronto. I dug up some weird rumors. Stuff about secret societies, you know, typical elite bullshit. This Persian chick in my program, Scheherazade, I just called her Cher, with whom I'd become friends, mentions that some guy in the university's Plevet Club is related to this politician. They're having a meetup and invites me to join. Gladly. I show up at this kid's downtown Toronto apartment, and it's what you'd expect. Fat dude with a pube beard lecturing some disinterested chicks about Richard Dawkins. A few chicks here for the booze. Cher introduces us, tells him I'm a journalism student. Apparently he's the editor of the student paper. I ask him if he's in the program, as I've never seen him before. He says no, he's doing sociology. Weird, but whatever. Not what I'm here for. He tells me the next issue will be focusing on sex III stuff. Something about the way he says this rubs me the wrong way. I'm not super interested in writing for a paper that thinks people care about decolonizing dildos or whatever, so I politely decline. We go to some stupid ping pong place nearby. I pace myself so that I can maintain the upper hand in our conversations, you know, try and get him to divulge more than he would otherwise. Play a match or two with Cher as I watch him drink a few beers. He then disappears, and comes back out fucked up, clearly rolling. I ask him what he's doing and he asks me if I want some Molly, flashing a baggie. It's then that I notice the tattoo of pickerel between his thumb and index finger on the right hand. I politely decline and ask him how he can afford an apartment in downtown Toronto as a student. Tells me his parents pay for it. Turns out his dad invented some kind of breathalyzer thing the court can put in your car if you get a DUI. And his mother has all kinds of connections in the non-profit sector. Pretty fed up at the end of the night, not having gotten what I wanted, I head back to my dorm room. To my surprise, I get a call the next day from Cher. John wants me to attend some victory party for a federal member of parliament who just won their riding, write a puff piece in the student paper for him. Turns out he's one of this politician's administrative assistants. Sure, why not? Show up and it's fucking stuffy. What I found strange is that his relative in municipal politics belongs to a different party than the one he works for. I don't get close to his employer, but I do notice a pendant around their neck that matches his tattoo. Curious. The night goes on, and I spy another guy there. Looks like some kind of animal rights activist. I dressed up for this thing, but he's dressed down, disheveled, smells bad. I catch him taking pictures on his phone a few times. I notice this guy shadowing John all night. I confront him about it, and manage to suss out that he's some kind of hippie climate activist here undercover, and doing a shit job of it. I don't divulge why I am there and leave him be. I finally get a chance to ask John about his tattoo and his boss pendant. He gets very cagey about it. Won't explain it to me, so I shift to provincial politics. He's clearly rolling again, so I try and get him to talk a bit more. Ask him about municipal politics. He does that thing people who are pretty fucked up do, and whisper yells that his uncle is in the mayor's office. Whether this means his uncle is the mayor or close to the mayor, I don't know. He invites me and Shane, the undercover activist, back to his place. He wants to show us some maps, riding divisions, or ward divisions or something. I figure this is a good chance to snoop around his place. So figure why not. We get there. He dims the lights and asks if we wanna see something. He gives Shane the gayest fucking look and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But instead he goes into his bedroom and comes back out with a leather-bound book. Tells us something like fuck the 48 laws of power, this is all you need. It's got the sigil/symbol on the cover. Can't make out a title. He hands it to Shane, starts doing a weird fucking dance and offers Shane some Molly. He declines. While he's distracted and trying to drug/rape/whatever this dude, I go into his bedroom to snoop around. There's some weird shrine in his closet. There's a depiction of a large colossus-looking figure holding what looks like a coin purse. The sigil is on its chest. There are pictures too. John's in them. The mayor is in them. Several prominent Canadian politicians are in them. I snap a photo just as John comes into the room. He gives me this look like a kid who just got caught jacking off. Panic. Fuck. Tell him I gotta go and double time it out of there. Now this is when shit starts to get fucked. I start noticing people following me around. I come back to my dorm one day and it's obvious someone has been through it. I shower that same night, leave my phone in the dorm. Come back and it's gone. Cher disappears. Her roommates, she rented a place off campus with 5 other chicks, show me a note she left. She's gone back to Iran. That doesn't make sense. She was born in Toronto. It's also not her handwriting. I notice dead animals, ashes, bones, etc. being left in front of my dorm. I call the cops but they don't seem too interested. There's some other shit that I don't want to get into, but suffice to say, I left the program. Moved to the nation's capital and picked up a trade instead. I still catch glimpses of people following me around. I'll park my work truck at a site. Then as I leave, notice that fucking sigil spray painted nearby, carved into trees. I've even had pieces of paper with it written in red ink left on my dash. Oh, and John? He's the director of a non-profit that received government funding until recently. This non-profit gets consulted on a lot of high-level government decisions. He also became a journalism fellow at a prestigious public policy school. There's something rotten in Canada, and this time we don't have Mackenzie and Papineau to expose it. Here's some personal OC. This is the closest thing to paranormal that's happened to me. Feel free to ask me anything. Chilling alone in room in the middle of the night. As one does. Room is in a shutoff from a large basement. It gets pitch black at night in the basement. Not scared of the dark. At least not at my own house. Live way up in the woods, so never worry about locked doors or windows. Keep food well secure so bears don't want to get in. Download shitty 3D rune scanner on phone. Turn on the lights full blast in my room and do a 360 scan. Stop on the doorway out into the basement. Do a double take. See picroll scan of doorway. Look up doorway completely black and empty as it should be. Look back at picroll of what appears to be a large figure wearing baggy burlap clothing and a bag over their head, or at least that's what I see in picroll. Have a moment of not what I call dread. Because I didn't feel in danger. Just the feeling of your stomach dropping when you see something that you know is really off. Scan again for good measure. Doorway is correctly pitch black this time. Search basement, find nothing and close my door. Go to sleep slightly perturbed. Still think about the bagman to this day on occasion. Do you think it looks like an identifiable figure? Or am I just being crazy in seeing something in the low-res scan? There was supposed to be nothing there, but this fucker clearly showed up. Even if the lights were on in the basement, the background from that angle wouldn't make those patterns. T remember the app because I deleted it promptly after app T taking the screenshot, also because it took up a fuckload of a pace on my phone. Be me about a year ago hunting hogs in the evening. Sitting in a stand on the southern bottom half of the property. Swamp in front and left. Fenced in food plot to right. Behind me is the path. In a stand I have my trusty Browning A Bolt in 243 with me that I've used since I was 10. Dusk trucks parked about a half mile away. Crickets, birds, normal shit in the evening air. Start hearing Mexican music way off in the distance. Now sound travels pretty good in the woods. I just assume it's some Spix blasting music by the side of the road with a flat or something. Fuck it. It's faint and far away. Who gives a shit? Starts to get closer. Check electronic sign in for the property. No one. Fuck it, they probably forgot to sign in and will do it when they get to the camper we use as a lodge. Sounds like they passed the entrance to the lodge. Starts getting closer to me. Occurs to me that no one who has Access to the property would listen to music like that. Fuck, text my dad if anyone is supposed to be out tonight. Text my brother to see if it's one of his friends. Nope, to both. Pick related is a different stand on the property to give you all an idea of how dense the Florida brush can be. Points to whoever finds the little deer in the photo first. I forgot to mention. The music would periodically stop and then start again. Closer sound starts getting closer. Eventually sounds like it's by my truck. Well, they know I'm out here now. Starts going up and down the road. Just the same song. Now sounding like it's just pacing back and forth in the area by my truck. Starts being loud enough that I can definitely make out that it's some sort of Hispanic music. I remember thinking, fuck, I'm gonna get murdered by the cartel or some shit. Music stops again. A short break. Sounds like it's starting to come down the path towards me. Slowly getting louder. At this point I am tactically shitting bricks and hoping there's no more than 4 guys, because that's how much ammo I have in my rifle. Try recording the sound a few times. As now it's loud enough to hear quite well. Nothing on the recordings. Finally sounds like it's going to come down the path. Hear it coming towards me. I'm ready to 360 no scope this guy. Nothing coming down path. Sounds like it's just out of view. Stops again. This moment was so fucking tense. I had no idea why I couldn't see what it was. Why I couldn't record this sound. I had no idea who was fucking with me. Or why they would be tracking me up this trail. Sound starts again, but this time it's not fucking around. It's loud enough that it sounds like it's coming from the tree line around me. Fucking circling at a pretty fast speed. Try to record it one last time. I'm pretty fucking spooked at this point. If it was a guy, he'd have to run circles through a swamp and hop a fence and cross a small clearing behind me where the path is, all without making noise or being seen at a record pace. If it was a drone or something, it would have to dodge all of the Florida brush, and I didn't hear any noise from motors. Just me and the fucking music playing louder than ever. It's getting dark at this point and this bullshit has been going on for the better part of an hour. With it being close to me for the past 15 minutes, music finally takes another stop. Scramble out of stand. Bolt action with a 3 to 9 shitty scope at the low ready. Tactical erection, standard commando stuff. As I'm leaving I fucking hear it one last time, fucking following me back. Fuck off to truck and fuck off to camper where I spend the rest of the night with my AK, drinking, waiting for a sombreroed Skinwalker to emerge, and that was it. I mentioned to the guys who are members to the property that there could have been a poacher, and the guys who had trail cameras in the area checked, and found nothing that day. The 2 on the main road didn't get anything besides me coming and going. Like 2 weeks later, for shits and giggles, I checked my recordings. Everyone had nothing on it besides the sound of bugs, except for one in the middle, which in the background you can hear the music. I still get noped out every time I listen to it. I've been back plenty of times since and never had anything else like that happen. I'd post it, but I don't know how Vocaroo works. Still no explanation, but creepy to me as fuck. I haven't seen any similar experiences, so I guess mine's unique. If a little ridiculous. Pic is a picture of the property where it opens up. Absolutely gorgeous, with open fields interspersed with dense swamp and Florida jungle. Be me spend holiday in remote Italian village. Walk my dog on a field at night. Suddenly dog stares at something. See, it's a person but very black. Not features, he's wearing a hooded coat. Say good evening in Italian language because it's weird to see a stranger at night in a field. The person disappears like fog. Start doing research and learn about Shadowpeople.
Like, share and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to ring the notification bell. You can follow us on Twitter at Motel and RV Park. Catch the live streams on Rumble. Listen to text-to-speech stories on Atomic Shaman TTS on YouTube.